Hey.
Hi, everybody. Can everybody that's on just do us a huge favor and just type in the chat like, hi, or I'm here, I can hear you, or I can't hear you, or I can see you, or I can't see you, just so we know that we're okay. Since this is the first time that we're really taking a stab at this, we just want to make sure we have it set up. Hi, Elisa. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I think we're good. So I think we're going to start. Juliet, you're good? You're here?
I'm great.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, I'm here.
So I'm Lindsey Rae, and I am one half of Beautifully Balanced. And we are doing this amazing health Q&A today. We're really excited to kind of gift you guys with our minds and just answer a lot of awesome health and well-being questions that we've received from you already. And hopefully that you guys are going to ask us live. So that's me. Juliet.
My name is Juliet Maris. I'm an integrated body worker. And
Juliet, you're a little low. Having trouble hearing you. Maybe
I don't know how to fix it.
If you turn up your volume, maybe.
Turn it up. Is that better? No?
Is anybody else having a hard time hearing Juliet?
It's okay. It's okay, Jenny Weagle. Most people call me Juliana. Maybe I'll go grab my headset.
Yeah, so Juliet's going to grab her headset to see if maybe we can hear her a little bit better, because I know I'm having trouble hearing her, so I don't know if you guys are too, but we definitely want to make sure we can hear Juliet, because, you know, she's brilliant. She's got a lot of knowledge we need, especially on body work and things like that. So... Oh, Juliet's saying she can hear you. Jenny's saying that she can hear you, Juliet.
Oh my God, it was so loud.
Oh, well, I can hear you a lot better now.
Okay, great. Well, then perfect.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. So I'm the other half of Beautifully Balanced. Lindsey and I came together to create integrated workshops and retreats of yoga and wellness and nutrition, because we are all about this stuff. We live it and breathe it. And we just want to share everything we know and everything we studied with as many people as possible, because there's a lot to learn.
There is. So what makes us experts in this field, right, Juliet? So I'm an integrative health and fitness coach. I've studied a lot about just overall well-being, health, fitness, and just living your optimal well-being and in an optimal state of high performance. So that is what brings me and my jam to this webinar. Juliet, what about you? What makes you an expert in this field?
I feel like I've pretty much done it all. I was a dancer, a personal trainer, a massage therapist. I studied structural body work to understand why pain happens because of injuries and the way that the body works to kind of compensate whenever we get injured. And I have a private practice where I work with clients every day that struggle with pain. And it really is my purpose to help people in this way. And I feel so honored to do this work and to help people. And that's actually how Lindsey and I met. Lindsey was a client of mine. A mutual friend of ours referred her to me, and we had a really wonderful working relationship. And obviously we had a friendship after that, and then decided to be business partners too.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know a lot about Juliet and I, and maybe are just jumping on here for the first time because you see, you know, it's live on Blab and it's going on, or maybe you saw one of our posts on social media. I was one of Juliet's clients because I had a lot of chronic, severe body pain, mostly in my back, but I did struggle a lot with it going into lower extremities, shoulder issues. For those of you who maybe know anything about me, I'm an avid CrossFitter, yogi, runner. I mean, I really love being an athlete and pushing forward. So that comes obviously with a lot of strain on the body. However, I do suffer and come from a upbringing of a lot of trauma, physical abuse. So seeing Juliet as a person that took it from a holistic approach and didn't just say, okay, well, you have pain, do these stretches, and was like, okay, well, what is the emotion that might be underneath all that pain? And really targeting the pain from all different areas of life. And that's what really helped me to finally find relief of chronic pain that I had literally been in my entire life. So, yeah, that was the beginning of Juliet and I knowing each other and working together. And obviously, we developed a friendship, and we both just realized that we're extremely passionate about what it is we do within the world of health and wellness. And we were always geeking out, talking about it, and just finding commonalities. And so we decided that we would bring what we thought was like the ultimate combination of both of our expertise together and form beautifully balanced workshops and retreats, which we recently launched back in September. And we are just so excited to share a lot of knowledge with you today on this blab, but also we need everybody to stick around because we are going to be announcing something really awesome about our upcoming retreat in Panama, which is going to be happening July 2016. We are so excited about it. It is going to be an awesome, immersive, integrated wellness experience where you're going to have daily yoga with Juliet, who is going to make sure that you're properly aligned and your body is in perfect alignment. So you're just feeling your best. And you're going to be doing amazing integrative nutrition workshops with me throughout that week. We're going to do awesome group surf lessons and group stand-up paddleboarding and bonfires and just all sorts of really awesome personal growth activities. And it's really just an experience to bring balance back into your life if you feel like you're missing it, and help you, give you the tools to actually take all that you're learning within the week that you're in Panama and then really integrate it into your daily life. Because right, Juliet, this happens all the time. And I mean, we're guilty of it too, right? We go on like these weekend retreats or these week-long retreats, or we have an awesome, coaching call with, our health coach or our life coach or our business coach, or, you go get an awesome session with Juliet and she tells you about alignment and how you should be sitting and working and playing and all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, I got it. We're gung-ho. We're going to do it. And you do it for like a day. And then like life happens, right? Because that's what everybody says, life happens. And then, it's really hard. I feel like the world that we live in really doesn't foster and nurture a balanced lifestyle. So it's up to us to take those reins and really dedicate and commit to ourselves that we're going to utilize the tools that we learn in a balance. And I mean, that happens to me often. Like I have to surround myself with people and reminders that constantly remind myself to stay in balance. What about you, Juliet? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, of course. I actually found it the most when are you hearing a feedback on my voice? Okay, it's just on my end, so I'll try not to get really distracted by it. So I noticed when I finally bit the bullet and did some health coaching with Lindsey. I've struggled with addiction to sugar for so long, and I've had really great moments of being really not obsessed with it and not having it, but I always kind of gone back to my old ways. And it wasn't until I started doing health coaching with Lindsey that I finally had really clear tools to integrate into my life in order to not make those decisions that I used to fall back on all the time. It wasn't, oh, well, I'll just be naughty now and then I'll eat really good later. Or I'll just have lots of veggies for dinner and just have this really big, amazing cookie right now, or maybe 3 cookies. And then I nice. Lindsey knows that this is totally true. But recently, I've just had this really beautiful switch in my mind that is allowing me to not be so kind of under sugar's hold. I don't really crave it anymore. And it's a really weird, amazing feeling. And I feel a lot better, obviously, since I'm not eating it. And also, I all of a sudden have way more definition on my abs. And I was telling Lindsey about that. And I was like, I don't really know how it happened, but I'm not really doing anything different other than changing the way I'm eating. And that's it. Oh, Jenny Weagle's going. She had a question. Sorry about that. So I think you go through life, you try some things and you try to integrate them and you see what works and you see what doesn't. For me, if I try to do more than one thing at a time, it's not a lasting change for me. So I need baby steps. I need one little thing to integrate and I have to work on that pretty much every day for 2 weeks. And then after that, if it becomes more of a pattern, then I can stick to it. If not, then I have to kind of go back to the drawing board and see what I can do in order to make things better.
Yeah. And you guys, this is actually the power of, coaching or putting yourself into an immersive experience, such as a beautifully balanced workshop or retreat, or, going into a body work session, or taking a yoga class with Juliet, maybe doing a group coaching program or an individual coaching program with me, with Lindsey. This is the power that comes behind it. We help guide you. We give you action steps. We work with you. We're not going to sit here and tell you what to do and then throw you to the wolves. We're going to share our stories, personal stories with you, like I and Juliet just did, me with my chronic pain, Juliet with, a sugar addiction, which I myself have totally worked through, with other health coaches who are my friends, myself, my own tools, developing things with clients. Sugar is something that has a hold on all of us. And I think that maybe should lead us into questions. I actually have a question, Juliet, that's not on our outline.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Are so prepared. We have an outline. But it's a question that I get so much. It is probably one of the top 3 questions I get asked all the time as a health coach. And that is, Lindsey, just tell me what it is I shouldn't eat and I won't eat it. Right? So what are the top foods that I should avoid? So I'm going to answer that. And number 1 on my list, what do you think it is? Sugar. You guys, here's the deal. Sugar is really, really bad for you. It disrupts so many of our internal systems, the way our hormones function, the way our brain functions. Obviously we all are familiar with, blood sugar levels and the dips and the highs and the lows and crashes and all that stuff. So sugar just should be eliminated, period, from your overall eating style and diet. The next thing in my book, I think, should be vegetable oils. Vegetable oils are highly processed. So if you guys are still cooking with, vegetable oil or canola oil, things like that, those are really poor quality oils. All they're doing is helping you to gain more free radicals in your body, and they're really disrupting a lot of the internal systems that can't stay stable when they're trying to fight off all the bad stuff that you're putting into your body. So vegetable oils, I think, are a big no-no. Switch it out to coconut oil, olive oil for, dressings and very, very low heat cooking. Coconut oil is great for high heat cooking. So just make the switch. It's very simple. It's very easy. Coconut oil has obviously exploded in the health industry, which is good and bad, right? Because, when things explode, then, sometimes the quality isn't always there. So you just have to make sure that you're having a high quality anything that you ingest and put in your body should be high quality in my book, but that's another topic.
Sorry, Lindsay, question.
Yeah.
What about grapeseed oil? Is that one okay?
So grapeseed oil, okay, here's the deal with all these oils. There's going to be people who are like, yes, and people who are like, no. Okay. So grapeseed oil, I don't think is so terrible. I mean, on a spectrum, like I like to work in spectrums, right? Mm-hmm. So there's things that are like superfoods and over here and are going to be really, really good for you. And then like over here, there's like kryptonite where like, no, sugar is over here, right? So grapeseed oil might not be down in kryptonite, but it's definitely probably not going to be like a superfood.
Okay, that's good to know.
And, you know, working with a health coach or you don't even have to work with a health coach for this kind of stuff. Just do your research. Go on the internet and find someone that you really trust and that is kind of, you know, a go-to resource for you. And read through their information and do a little research. So there you go. That's on grapeseed oil and vegetable oils. Awesome. Another thing that I think that everybody should stay away from is conventional dairy. Conventional dairy is highly processed. There is so much junk in our dairy these days. Now, I'm not saying you should go dairy-free like me. I'm dairy-free mostly for, you know, other reasons, just because my body doesn't react to it very well. If your body can handle dairy, awesome. Eat the highest quality dairy you can get your hands on. Don't go to the store and have like, you know, the single packaged slice of American cheese that's like bright orange and, gross. You know, eat it. I mean, it's terrible. It's loaded with chemicals, loaded with toxins. They did a study recently, you know, they're always doing these great studies. And they tested just conventional milk from the shelf, a random brand. They found over 26 different kinds of steroids, antifungal medications, birth control even, different types of growth hormone, toxins, all sorts of stuff. This is in your dairy that you could possibly be giving to your child in their bottle. And I just really want to let everybody know this so they are empowered to make different choices and really realize the weight of the choice that they make at the grocery store. So conventional dairy, for me, sorry, it's a no-no. There's too much bad stuff in it. Another one is gluten. Gluten is not very good. It's a sticky protein. It does all kinds of junk to your intestines, and it doesn't allow you to absorb the nutrients that you need to be absorbing from other high quality food. Artificial sweeteners is another one that, you know, in my book, they're chemicals and they shouldn't go in your body. And then any processed foods. So anything that comes in, you know, like a box, a bag, or a bottle generally isn't so hot, you know. If it's got ingredients in that ingredients list that you cannot pronounce, that you have no idea what it is, I would put it right back and keep on walking and go grab an apple. So just to recap, my top foods to avoid would be sugar, conventional dairy, vegetable oils, gluten, artificial sweeteners, and any processed foods. So that's my shtick on top foods to avoid. Our second question, I think this one came from, it says, Alyssa, how much sleep do you really need?
Okay, so, and when you think about sleep, what happens when you sleep? Your body repairs itself so that you can start the next day fresh. So my rule of thumb for this is when you go on vacation, don't set an alarm. Go to sleep when you're tired and allow your body to wake up when it wants to wake up. And after, depending on how you are on a regular basis, after a couple of days, you'll kind of get into a rhythm and your body will tell you how much sleep you'll need. So some people are 7 hours, some people are 8 hours, some people are 9 hours. For me personally, my body needs a lot of sleep because I'm giving so much of my energy to other people. So if I get 10 hours, which I don't on a regular basis, I feel amazing. I usually get 8, and that feels really good for me. But do an experiment, even if you just have a weekend or maybe a long weekend. Don't set an alarm and see what your body does, and then go from there.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. The one thing that I generally think about sleep is, you know, everybody gets stuck in the, oh, I need 8 hours of sleep. And realistically, your body is completely different than anyone else's on the planet.
Totally.
So just because Juliet needs 8 hours of sleep doesn't mean I'm going to need 8 hours of sleep. And in fact, people know our bodies pretty well, you know, I mean, because of the profession that we're in, obviously, but I know I'm a solid 7-hour girl. Like if I'm thriving, if I am really taking care of myself, if I'm eating well and really living like at my highest self, 7 hours, I'm good. I pop up without an alarm and I am ready to go for the day. Generally speaking, I think that the healthier you are, and the less like energy that you're giving out, and the less sleep that you're going to need. So with that, you can kind of say, okay, well, if I'm an athlete and if I'm working out, you know, multiple times a day, sometimes, you know, like say you're training for a triathlon, you know, you're probably working out 6 days a week, and a couple of those days are going to be 2 days where you're working out twice a day. You are going to need a tremendous amount of sleep. Your body needs to repair so much in your body to keep you functioning and to help you recover faster and things like that. So I would always say to gauge what it is you're doing, what your activities are like, and go from there when it comes to your sleep. But yes, I think, like Juliet said, when you're on vacation or on the weekends and you don't have somewhere to go, consider what you've done today for the day. If it was a pretty restful day, if you didn't overexert yourself in a lot of different ways, just go to sleep, be mindful of when you wake up, calculate the amount of hours, and that's at least gives you something to go off of. And then alter from there. So if you know that you have to be up really early the next morning, but you worked out really vigorously this morning, then sorry, get your butt to bed earlier so that you can get good quality sleep and take care of yourself. So that's great. So that's how much sleep do we really need? We've covered that. So I just want to say really quickly, you guys, because I see a lot of people are starting to join. So hello.
Hi.
And I just want to encourage you guys to type some of your questions into the message box. I think it's on this side for you guys. Just go ahead and submit your questions. If anybody wants to ask their question live, let us know and we'll unlock a seat and maybe pop you on if your hair is dead, you know, and you don't you don't mind hopping on. And we're just going to keep it moving and go on to our next question, which comes from Caitlin. So I don't know I think I saw Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin, if you're on. This is a good one. Juliet,
we talked about this the other day.
Like this one. Okay, so her question is, what are your thoughts on cheat meals /days in terms of helping people stick to their programs? And, you know, basically she was also asking about, like, do we need high calorie days to kind of like shock our system and our metabolism and things like that? So, I have pretty strong views on cheat meals and cheat days. And I really think that I don't think there should be any such thing as a cheat meal or a cheat day. I don't think that is a really healthy way at looking at it. And you guys have to understand, for all of you that might not be so familiar with Julia and I's approach, we approach things from a holistic standpoint. So we're looking at the whole body, the whole life, and we're looking at how your actions, your habits, your food intake, your exercise affects your physical well-being, your social, intellectual, emotional, environmental, occupational, and spiritual health. All that makes up your health, okay? So I believe that cheat meals and cheat days psychologically, they F you up. I'm just throwing it out there and letting you know, because what happens is we get into these states of restriction. And when you restrict yourself so much from something that maybe you really want, and we're going to talk a lot about this in at our retreat, actually. We have a day of one of the workshops is all about cravings and just deconstructing your cravings, finding out why your body is craving, what it is, because your body generally craves things for two reasons. One, because it's completely psychological and your brain is just wired to want something, or two, because you're really, really hungry, or your body's lacking some sort of nutrient that it needs. So that's really the only two reasons why you crave, or you find yourself wanting to eat more. So yeah, I think cheat days really screw you up psychologically because it puts you into a pattern that isn't necessarily psychologically healthy. And that I don't think most of Americans or people in general have a really healthy psychological relationship with food. So I don't think cheat days or cheat meals are a necessity. I think that if it's something that you really want and you are really going to enjoy it and you're going to sit and mindfully eat a realistic size quantity of a treat, then I think that you should do it very mindfully and you should really approach the situation as, you know what, this is something that I really want and I'm craving it. It makes me think of my grandma's apple pie, on Easter Sunday or something, great. Eat it mindfully, show up, be present and enjoy it. Don't restrict yourself so much, but I'm also saying that this should be like a once in a blue moon kind of thing, because you shouldn't really be craving really bad cheat meals. If you have a healthy relationship with food. Now that takes a long time to get there, though. That doesn't necessarily happen overnight. Juliet, I feel like, this is kind of something that we've worked together, especially with your sugar cravings and addictions. And what would you say are some of the things that have really helped you kind of break out of the cycle of, having a cheat meal or having a cheat day, or, those psychological like holds and wraps on things?
So whenever in the past I've been feeling like kind of stagnant, like I just need to move around and lose some weight or shed some pounds, I try to go full force because that's my personality. And I try to cut out all the stuff that I shouldn't be eating. And then I allow myself one day to just be crazy naughty and eat all the stuff that I'm like not allowing myself to eat. Every single time that happens, it puts me right back into the bad eating patterns that I was in before. Maybe not necessarily as bad, but I just eat all this stuff and I, of course, eat too much of it. And then I just feel like crap. So this time around, I noticed that grapefruit really helped my sugar cravings, which for me feels like kind of weird because I feel like grapefruit is kind of a sweeter fruit. Question: what are your tips for eliminating sugar cravings and ultimately removing all condensed sugar sources from the diet? Thank you. Okay. So for me, sugar has been a thing for me. So first, I stopped eating the really processed sugar, and I would only have either raw sugar or coconut sugar or stevia or stevia. I don't know really how you pronounce it, or honey or maple syrup. And so then I was still having something sweet, but it wasn't like this really processed form of it. And then from there, I tried eating fruit with some like nuts. So I would have some fat and protein with the sweet, so it wouldn't affect my blood sugar as much. And then after that, then I personally did a little liver detox, which this drink for some people might sound kind of odd, but I actually didn't really mind it. It was the juice of 1 grapefruit, the juice of 1 lemon. What else was it? A clove of garlic. Yeah, I know. In the morning, it was interesting. Some cayenne pepper, and either a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. So I would just blend it up and drink it. And I actually really enjoyed it. And I noticed that. What'd you say?
It's actually pretty good.
No, I actually like it. And for some reason, having that mixture and having it in the morning and the first thing that I put into my body during the day, it is alkalizing. So it balances out the pH in your body, so you're not super acidic. And it just really helped me not really even think about sugar during the day. And mind you, I've done a couple of cleaning out of sugars. So this is probably, I would say, my 4th time. I'm 32. And the first time I did it, I would say I was like 27 or 28. So it's taken me some time to get where I am now, but I really honestly don't crave sugar, and I feel like freedom. It's an amazing feeling.
And it really is. And I'm really glad that Henrik asked this question. And the question is, again, what are your tips for eliminating sugar cravings and ultimately removing all condensed sugar sources from your diet? So, okay. I mean, sugar is like one of my favorite topics to talk about. And I really feel strongly about sugar. And I've gone through a whole spectrum and series of sugar. And like, I remember before I really started like my health journey, and before I went through, health coaching and nutrition certifications and all that stuff, I was like, everyone should only eat agave. I had no idea what I was saying. I was succumbing to the marketing that we're constantly bombarded by, from our grocers. And I, was seeing like, agave, better than sugar, healthy for you, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't, I was foolish, and I didn't do my research on it. And I just was like, oh yeah, agave is great. Everybody should have agave. Listen, my views on agave have changed dramatically because of the knowledge that I know now. So here's the deal with sugar. Sugar is a pain in the ass to try to kick. It is a highly, highly addictive substance. I believe that we are all addicts because we have all struggled with addiction to sugar at some point in our lives. Unless you are really lucky and your parents were brilliant and just, only gave you fruit and never gave you candy, then bravo, because that's amazing. So here's the thing. I feel like there's a gentle way to get off sugar, and then there's a really extreme way to get off sugar, right? And you have to decide what it is you need, how your personality is going to, best be suited. You can either go cold turkey, strip it completely from your lifestyle and your eating habits, and have a diet that, is surrounded of, bound on fresh fruits and vegetables, proteins, high quality, dairy substances if you can handle dairy, and just completely remove sugar 100%. And then you only get your sugar from natural sources such as fruit. Now, the problem with that is if you find yourself starting to binge eat fruit.
Yes.
Which I know Juliet kind of had a little she had a little play with that, She's like, okay, I'm not even eating sugar, but I'm eating all this fruit. It's amazing. First thing in the morning and right before I go to bed. And, so those are the things you have to be really aware of. And a lot of people aren't aware of it because they're not really mindful of what they're consuming throughout their day. They're not really taking, a proper log of what they're eating, so they don't even remember. And that's when, maybe working with somebody or going on a lovely retreat, where you're doing a gentle cleanse. We're not going to feed you only juice at the retreat. Like, we're going to give you actual food, but it's going to be really clean and high quality. And guess what? There won't be any sugar. So, or what you can do is you can kind of go through phases of phasing out different levels of sugar. So you can kind of cut out all, like level 1 would kind of be like cutting out all white processed sugars, like so no refined sugars whatsoever, and maybe no like corn-based sugars, so like high fructose corn syrup, cutting out the agave and cutting out all artificial sweeteners. So that might be like level 1, and that might be where you start. You're just gonna like, maybe you're like totally addicted to Splenda, right? And you like pour like 8 of them in your coffee in the morning, because I've totally seen it done, and like I cringe. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in Starbucks in the airport, right? Because that's like really the only reason why I ever am in a Starbucks is if I have no other place to go and I'm in the airport and I'm literally searching for the one hard boiled egg that they have, you know. And I literally will watch people like tear open 5 Splendas and like pour it into their coffee. And I just want to go over and give them a hug and tell them I'm here to help. But that would be weird. So I try not to do that. But yeah, so that would be level 1, cutting out all white processed sugars, any corn-based sugars like high fructose corn syrup, agave, and artificial sweeteners. And then you could maybe transition into level 2, which is keeping all of level 1 out, and then maybe taking out any white flour and rice, because that honestly breaks down in sugar in the body, right? So if you're wanting to really cleanse the body and take out all sugars, then this is the next level that you would ramp up to. So then level 3, you want to do level 1 and 2, and then tack on giving up potatoes and corn. So that would be, I mean, we're getting serious here. You know, we're getting like really committed to breaking and stripping your body of sugar so that you can totally go through a detox. Now, level 4 is like the mother load of giving up sugar. And that would be all of the levels, including giving up all natural sources of sugar. So that would be honey, maple syrup, and fruit, to be honest, for a period of time. That includes coconut sugar. So do I feel like everybody needs to go that extreme right off the bat? No. Do I feel like everybody could benefit from doing it? Yes, absolutely. But it depends on how much sugar that you consume on a regular basis, I think, and where you need to go and what you need to commit to. And, you know, finding help and support with that, I think, is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. So
great.
That's that on sugar.
There was one question about social media, which I'm really excited to tackle.
Oh, yeah. That comes from Michelle, right?
Yes. So she said, I find that I'm on social media a lot and it really bothers me. I'm on it a lot for my business sites. I have 5 social media platforms that I use a program to schedule my posts. How do I turn off the amount of time that I turn to my phone when I should be more present in what's going on around me? I love this because I myself have found that social media is just so much all the time and it just kind of ropes you in. And for me, I find that I don't go on it unless I'm a little boobered, like I'm kind of sad about something, or like it's raining out like it is right now in New York, not in California. So I actually talked to Lindsey about this, and she gave me the best advice ever. There's apparently, well, not apparently because I have it, there is an app that just allows you to use your groups. Let me see if you can see this. So it's the middle app and it just says groups. And it literally, so if you run groups or if you're in groups and that's what you're wanting to connect with, all you do is download the app and then all your groups are there. And so you can just respond to the groups and you don't have your whole feed with Sally telling you what she ate for breakfast and so telling you his wife cheated on him. Like that's not in your feed. You're talking, it's business, it's it's self-help. It's all of these things. It's connecting with what you really need to be doing. And all the chatter is gone.
Yeah, that is like, it's just a great one. It's a tool that I use personally. So that's why I, told Juliet about it when she was kind of struggling with it, because listen, social media is really hard these days. And this totally comes into the health and well-being of us from a psychological standpoint as well, and an emotional standpoint, because a lot of things, not only is social media kind of like a time sucker, right? Like I am like the worst at this. I'll like see one post and then I'll like click on like a hashtag or like somebody that was tagged in it. And then before you know it, I'm like 5 people deep. I'm like going through news feeds, or I also do that like with Google articles, you know, so I really have to kind of keep myself in check with that. Also, another really awesome tip that I actually just found out the other night, there is this amazing app called the News Feed Eradicator. And what it does is you install it through Facebook. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it out yet because I literally just heard about it like 2 nights ago. And it takes away your newsfeed and it replaces it with like an inspirational quote.
Ooh,
which I was like,
I love that.
Awesome. Because you know what another thing that happens when we fall into this social media trap? It screws us up because some of us fall into the comparison game. Mm-hmm. And that makes us feel really bad about ourselves. You know, we're like, oh my gosh, look at so-and-so from, you know, high school. I graduate. She's doing so much, or he's doing so much. And, you know, she has 4 kids and an amazing career. And how does she do it? And like, I'm sitting here with like my dog that I can't even take care of. And like, my world's a mess. And that is a really effed up place to be. Right?
Totally.
We're human and we all have the tendencies to kind of fall into those patterns, especially if we've ever struggled with, you know, feelings of self-worth and confidence and things like that. So yeah, Michelle, I think the biggest thing would just be to do whatever you can to minimize your exposure to social media. And I get it, you know, we're all like on social media. We kind of have to be these days, especially if like yourself, you have 5 different business pages that you're on and stuff. So I highly encourage you, download that groups application for social media, use that, and maybe test out Newsfeed Eradicator and let me know how it is, because I might use that too.
There's one more thing that I was thinking about as we were talking about this, because another part of the question was how to be more present as opposed to on our devices. And I was reading somewhere that this one person that's really productive and really successful checks his email twice a day. And I thought about myself and how I feel like I need to be everywhere all at once. And as soon as I get something, I need to respond. And it doesn't need to be like that. And so I've started scheduling in my day one time in the morning, and it's a 30-minute block or an hour block if I feel like it's going to be a busy day. And then one time in the afternoon before I close out for the day. And those are the only times that I'm checking my email. Sometimes I'll slip up a little bit, you know, and be checking throughout the day. And I feel it in my productivity. So you could try scheduling and see how that works.
Yeah. Scheduling for me, I mean, not to get completely off of topic, but I mean, as business owners, you know, both Juliet and myself, I have found that literally scheduling my entire day helps me so much. You know, it really, like, I literally will pull my to-do list and put it in my schedule with blocks of time. And that, I mean, oh my gosh, it really does help. So I schedule, check email. I schedule an hour block of time, social media, where I can go do posts, and then that way I'm around and present if there's any comments or things that come back within that hour, so I can, you know, be there. Because the last thing you want to do is kind of like post and then like leave and then like not come back until like the next day, and then you have people's questions just hanging out. So, you know, maybe schedule your block of time. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question.
Should we talk about, well, we kind of talked about losing the last 10 pounds
Okay.
with the whole sugar thing, right?
So yeah, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
So this question was very, this is another question I get all the time as a health coach. What do I need to do to lose those last 10 pounds? So the last 10 pounds that like aren't coming off, or you've hit a plateau. And I'm gonna just let you guys know, I can speak with such confidence and conviction about this because personally it helped me. And I was CrossFitting for, I would say, almost 2 years. It was like maybe like a year and 9 months. And I was like, like I definitely feel like in the best shape of my life, but like, why don't I have abs? Like I'm working my ass off in these workouts. Like, I'm stronger than I ever have been. Why don't I have abs? Well, let me tell you, I cut out sugar. And you can go on my Instagram page, scroll back through. There was like a whole couple of months where I was so excited about having abs that I literally would post pictures of my abs because I literally stripped sugar from my diet. So what do you got to do to lose those last 10 pounds? You got to strip sugar. Mm-hmm. If you can't do it by yourself, get support, get help, but strip sugar from your diet. And sugar is hidden in everything. So get a game plan together and totally eliminate sugar from your diet. I promise you, you will shed those last 10 pounds or you'll get abs like I did. And I just wanted to point out too, I don't know if I can scroll up. Yes, I can. So Elisa said when I was talking about sugar before, so glad Lindsey got me off of my Splenda addiction. That was me. Yeah, Elisa was addicted to Splenda. It was bad. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It was bad. But now she's off. She's off. And guys, another really great alternative to help you wean off of sugar. You can use stevia, but use liquid stevia. A great brand is Now brand. They also have supplements. So Now, NOW. That's a great brand. It's alcohol free, and it literally is pure stevia. Stevia is hard because a lot of it's processed. Like you want to go to and get a pack of Trivia. Trivia is made from either Coca-Cola or Pepsi. It goes through a 40-stage processing. Oh my God. 40 steps to process to get that stevia, which is no longer stevia when it's in the Trivia pack. And I used to be all about Trivia. I was like, oh yeah, Trivia, until I did the research, and now I know. Mm-hmm. So liquid stevia, Now brand, great to help you, if you're wanting to get off sugar. Also, you can get dried stevia leaves off of Amazon and literally crush them in a
mortar and pestle?
Yes, exactly. 100%. Thank you, Juliet. And it's so sweet. It's so amazing. So you can use that for baking. You can use that, in all sorts of things to help you wean off of sugar. So that's my little side kick on stevia and sugar.
There was one about yoga. I think we should get that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think this was Caitlin, wasn't it? That asked
yep, I think so. Yeah. Oh. Caitlin sent us good stuff.
Yes. Pause. Nut Chat TV. So stevia liquid only, either stevia liquid or the leaf, and then you grind it up yourself.
Yeah. So either stevia liquid only from Now, the brand Now, NOW, or you can order a bag of dried stevia leaves on Amazon, or you can get it, I'm sure, from local food stores, natural food stores, and then grind them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Caitlin asks, do you actually burn 600 calories in a hot yoga class, or is it just the humidity in the room that makes you sweat so much? So I think this is really interesting. Everybody's going to burn a different amount of calories depending on your body makeup and the fitness level and all of those things. But I feel like there's a lot that people don't know about hot yoga. So my stance on it is it's not actually good for you. So the whole point of yoga, of asana, which is the physical practice of yoga, is to make the body open and supple enough to sit for a long period of time to meditate. So the whole point of the physical practice of yoga is to meditate. So in that practice, we use the breath. We use pranayama is breath work in yoga. And we use an ujjayi breath. That's a heating breath because we're using the breath, we're using our own body to heat up our body so that our tissues can expand and the blood vessels dilate to bring healing blood and openness into the tissues so that you create your own stretch. When you go into a room that's over 100 degrees and then you practice, you're not doing anything in order to get your body to open up, which means, one, you're bringing yourself way closer to injury because you feel so good and you feel so open. So you're just flopping into every pose and getting there. And yeah, in the moment it feels good, but the next day you're like, oh, my hammy really hurts. Why am I feeling that when I'm walking? Or I went to bed after this hot yoga class and I felt so good. And the next morning I woke up and my neck felt off. Because you pushed yourself too hard and it wasn't necessarily your fault, you just felt really good. So you did it. But it's like fate, it's artificial heat, you're not creating that. So it's different if you were practicing outside in a warmer climate than in a room with artificial heat blowing at you. And the last thing that I want to share about hot yoga or Bikram or any of that is that I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, so the last thing about that is from an Eastern medicine perspective. So in Eastern medicine, we have what's called Jing, which is our energy, our life force. And there are two different forms of Jing. There's prenatal Jing and there's postnatal Jing. So prenatal Jing we get from our parents, and it's like really good, high quality, amazing stuff. And postnatal Jing is what we get from the activity that we do, the food that we nourish our bodies with, the sun from outside, being outside, breathing the air. And so that's still good, but it's not super awesome. And so the prenatal Jing is a finite amount. It's only a certain amount. And so when you take one of those really hot yoga classes and you feel so good after, it's because you sweat out your prenatal Jing. You sweat out the good stuff and you're kind of like euphoric. And so it's very depleting on the body, especially like I know once people get into it, they get so obsessed with it because they want that high, that really good, clean, amazing feeling. But that's even more depleting. And also when they try to take another class that's not heated, they can't go as far into the poses and they don't have as much flexibility because they don't actually have that much flexibility. You have to take your body and you have to listen to it and take it to places that it feels okay with. And if your body starts to scream at you, then you have to back off a little bit, use your breath. And this is in working out too. Like if you go into some like crazy lift and your body's like, oh, I can't do it. You can't do it.
100%.
It's not the end of the world. It's just that you're not there yet. So you have to go back and do the other like basic exercises before that to strengthen whatever is weak or lessen the weight, and then work up to the place where your body is more substantial. I've seen, when I was a personal trainer, it was back in the day, not that far back in the day, I'm 32. But you would see those guys with those like weightlifting belts and like they're so strong and they feel like they're so cool. That is quite possibly one of the worst things you could possibly do, because as soon as they take that belt off, they throw their back up because they don't have the strength to be doing the exercise. It's the same thing with wearing arch supports in your shoes. If you wear arch supports in your shoes, your feet don't have to work. When you walk, you have to work through your foot and use your feet in order to take you forward, and your whole body balances and moves off of your feet. So if your feet are getting weak by using arch supports, you're doing yourself a complete disservice. The body is very intelligent and it will totally help you get to wherever it is that you want to go. You just have to listen to it and you have to go back to the basics. That's
I couldn't
my soapbox spiel.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm so happy that you segued that into not just about the hot yoga, but also about the weightlifting and, your feet. I just recently ran my first half marathon last April, and I cannot tell you how many times I went into a running store to get fitted for new running shoes. And
I remember that.
Yes, they were trying to push all these crazy shoes on me with all these supports, selling me inserts. And I'm like, no, I don't want to become dependent on this. I am a new runner. I want my feet to get stronger. And I want to be able to run, with, maybe not like a barefoot running style shoe, but close to it, because I want to get stronger, not become dependent on things. Now, even in CrossFit, when I was really like working on a lot of Olympic lifting, and it was really a big goal for me to, get some heavier weights in. Even my coach, I was so thankful for, it was, you don't use that weight belt until you are really close to your max. That's when you throw on that weight belt to give you that extra added support. But you don't want to do all of your reps with that weight belt because you're not getting stronger. So, crutches are great to be used, when they're needed, but not for all the time, because then that's what starts really destroying our body's brilliance, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Okay, so guys, real quick, because we're kind of getting to the top of the hour. And I mean, I know Juliet and we could literally sit here all day and geek out and continue to ask questions, but I know some of you guys need to leave. So we do not want you to miss our announcements. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pop in the chat box a link to one of our pages that was to sign up for this webinar. And if you just go to that link, what you'll do is you'll be able to download a free PDF file. It is our 6 tips to a balanced life right now. Like Juliet and I said, we are really big on, integrating simple, subtle shifts to make massive change in your life. So that's what these are. They are 6 things that we live by every single day. We both have them printed out on our walls. I'm looking at mine right now. I can see it I can see mine right over there too. Beside my computer. I see them every day, and it reminds me to keep these small things. So please go ahead and get that. It's a free resource, free tool, and hopefully it serves you. What that will also do is it will get you on our mailing list so that you can get all these amazing bonus features that we are getting ready to offer you. So here is the deal. We are so excited about our Panama retreat that is coming up in July of 2016. It is an immersive experience. We will be there for 5 days and 6 nights in beautiful Cambutal, Panama. And we will be doing daily yoga with Juliet. You will have awesome, wonderful vinyasa flow in the morning, and you'll have an optional yin class in the evenings to restore and really get yourself loose so that you can sleep well under the Panamanian moon. And then you'll also have 2 integrative health and nutrition classes with me each day. We're really going to dig deep and lay a great solid foundation for you to find what it is you need to be using to stay in balance and get to the optimal health and high performance that you want individually, because we all are different. We all have different needs. Yes, there is a solid structure that we can all generally follow. However, so much of that structure needs to be tweaked for us as individuals. And that is what you will get on this retreat. So here's the deal. July 3rd through the 9th, Panama, with me and Juliet. Here is what we are offering all of you guys who are viewing, and only people who are on our mailing list will receive this information. So make sure you go over and get on our mailing list by downloading those 6 tips to balance life and get that free PDF. So I'm going to go over what we are giving you guys. And we are taking applications to the retreat, and we want to make sure we're very clear about this. Your application has to be processed, and you must purchase your retreat package or make a deposit on your retreat package by January 23rd in order to receive this bonus bundle that we are giving. So what's in the bonus bundle? You'll get $200 off the retreat package of your choice. You will get a 1-hour call with Juliet and myself together.
Yes, both of us.
And we're going to go through a lot of awesome things, get you really clear about your health goals for 2016 and what you want to accomplish on this retreat. And then you will have a choice of either a laser coaching session with me of 30 minutes or a laser session for body alignment or maybe yoga questions that you might have with Juliet for 30 minutes. So you're going to get an hour with us no matter what, both of us. But then on that call, we'll help you to determine whether we think and you think you should be speaking 30 minutes with me or 30 minutes with Juliet to really get even more focused on what you can do from now till the retreat to put you in the best way. So you show up at that retreat in your highest self and you are ready to go. You'll also get our de-stress workshop and video. So we're giving you the #1 tool that we use on a regular basis and share with all of our clients on how to de-stress in any situation. So you'll get a worksheet to do that, as well as a video from one of our workshops, and that's disclosing our #1 tool to de-stress. So this is a $700 value bonus bundle. So guys, if you have really even thought for a second that you might be interested in coming to Panama, or you've been really wanting to go on that health and wellness retreat and give yourself a gift like that, I would suggest you head over and apply now, because, you know, we need time to process the application. You're going to need to get your deposit or your package purchased by January 23rd in order to have all these amazing things that come in this bundle that you'll get immediately. Once your application is processed and you are approved to come on the trip with us, we will send you all this great stuff. We're going to schedule your call, and we are so excited to just get you moving on the road to your optimal health and well-being. So again, you guys head over to that page right now, and what I'm going to do is I will also put in the chat box again that link, just so everybody has it. So head over now. It's the sign up link for this webinar. It gets you your free PDF download with our 6 tips to balance living, and it gets you on our email list, and we will send you right away this amazing package if you choose to apply to our retreat. So we are so excited about it. Juliet, how excited are you about this retreat? I'm so excited.
I honestly can't wait. I was reading over everything we have on the website, and I'm like, I want to go to this retreat. I want to come. It's so fun. It's going to be really great, completely transformative, and just everything that you'd want to do while traveling and while being a little bit healthier and learning about your body and learning how to make yourself a better individual. we've got it all. The place we're staying is beyond beautiful. I posted a picture actually from today from breakfast from the chef because it's just ridiculous. So if you're on Instagram, you can go ahead and follow me. I'm Juliet Maris, and see some of the food because it's awesome, amazing, and just it's so clean, it's so pure. The place where we're staying, Sunsara Resort, is beautiful. The owners are a husband and wife couple. They are amazing, and they also built the place from the ground up with locals. Everything is local. The food is from the farm down the road. It's local fish. Everything is local. Everything is clean. Everything is pure, and we're doing all we can in order to give you the best that we can give you. And I think it's going to be great. And I really can't wait.
I know. I'm just so excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be just awesome experience for not only everybody that comes with us, but also for us. I mean,
totally.
You know, we thrive. This is what we do for a living. We thrive on helping others, you know, along this path to optimal health and well-being. We want you guys to feel your best. We want you guys to rise in the morning confidently knowing that you do something each and every day to make yourself become a better human being and to just really have that light feeling that comes with balance and knowing that you're living your healthiest life and that you're on the right path. So I am actually going to also go ahead and put the link to the sales page for our retreat in the chat box as well. So you guys can check all this out. And I know that, you know, sometimes when I'm listening to things, it's like I heard everything and then I forget what was offered. And I'm like, wait a second. So I'm going to type that in right now. And again, Juliet, do you just want to go over again what we're giving in our bonus bundle as I'm doing this?
In our bonus bundle, we are giving each person $200 off of their retreat price, their package price. We are also giving a 1-hour call with both Lindsey and myself so that we can get to know you, what you're struggling with, what we can help you with, and give you the most guidance that we can in the time that we have. And then we'll help you figure out who you can have the second part of your call with, you know, whether it is you're struggling with pain or you had some surgery or you're doing rehab or, you know, you're struggling with some food issues, whatever. And we'll help you figure out who to talk to, and then you get another 30 minutes with that person. So before you even go to Panama, you're going to be in this amazing space to really transform yourself and really transform your life. And we're also giving you our number one tip to de-stress, which is an amazing one. It's a really good one. It's one, like Lindsey said before, that both of us use, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you get our video from our workshop that we did that reveals our number one tip to de-stressing, along with an actual worksheet that you can work through and do. So I just went ahead and put the link to our sales page in the chat box, which I'm assuming is on this side for you guys. I'm like, I don't know where it is. So go ahead and click over and just check out all of, you know, the things that we're offering and more details and information about this amazing retreat, and apply. Just go ahead and do it. You know you want to. I mean, we would love to have you in Panama with us. It's going to be an amazing experience. And I'm so really excited and looking forward to the transformation that is going to happen in each retreat participant. I know it's going to happen, and it's just going to be amazing. And, you know, we're really all in. We don't just, you know, have people that come to our workshops or come to our retreats and we never check on them again. We have no idea how they're going. You know, we're really, really involved. You know, one of our biggest intentions in building Beautifully Balanced is to cultivate a community of support. And one of the things, look at all the things that I've talked about today, that Juliet has talked about today. It's, yes, intellectually we get it, right? Mm-hmm. It's simple intellectually when we really think about the changes that we should make, the things that we should do to make a better life for ourselves, to live healthier and more balanced. However, the struggle is real.
Of course. When you try to implement all of these things that you've learned, it's hard. It doesn't feel good because you're fighting against what feels normal and natural. And you need support. I've leaned on Lindsey when I need support, and she's leaned on me when she needs support. And we continue to be that support for each other along with the rest of our community, because that's what we need.
Absolutely. So what other way to get support than diving in and spending a week in beautiful paradise and focusing all on you and your health and your well-being and your balance, and really cultivating the tools and being nurtured in an environment that supports that, so that you are strong enough and you have the clarity to go back into your regular life and lead the life that you want to, with health and purpose and strength and clarity, and so that you will be living optimally and performing at your highest and being your highest self.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, listen, we can go on and on about how amazing this retreat is going to be. We know it's going to be awesome, and we just can't wait. And we're honored to the souls that come to us and apply and that are coming. We can't wait to serve you, and we can't wait to help guide you in whatever way we can. So we really hope you guys join us in Panama. And like we said, applications and packages have to be in and purchased, or deposits have to be made by January 23rd in order to receive this bundle.
How is that in California and not in New York?
We get sirens too. I know, it's so funny. And when I was in New York and I'd be, on coaching calls or something, and that would happen, that was a norm. Now in California, that is not a norm. So yeah, guys, sorry about the sirens, but we just are so excited about Beautifully Balanced and the retreat that we have coming up. So we invite you to head over, check out the page, get all the information, details that you want. Feel free to email us with any questions that you might have. But apply. Send in your application. Don't be shy.
Yeah. Also, one more thing. If there were any questions that we didn't get to or you didn't type in, you can also feel free to email us with those questions, and we'll, of course, get back to you as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
We're here to help you any way we can.
100%. I know there was questions that I really wanted to get to about supplements and things like that. But you know what? We're around, and you'll see more of us. So don't worry. We'll have more Q&A time. But you guys, we really just want to let you know that we honor each and every one of you that showed up on this call today. We thank you for your presence, and we hope that this information has served you in any way that it was supposed to. We hope that the answers to these questions have shed light for you in some way. I know that we've helped somebody get off Truvia, which I'm really excited about.
Thank goodness.
Switching Net Chat TV. He's switching from Truvia, and he's going to go to Liquid Stevia. We're really excited about that, because we want to just help you lead your healthiest, most beautiful, happy, vibrant, and balanced life. That is our goal and our promise to you. So you guys go to beautifullybalanced.me to find out more information. If you want to find out more information about one-on-one coaching with me, or private sessions with Juliet, or yoga with Juliet, you can find all that information at beautifullybalanced.me as well. We have links in our bio. Clinks. That was great. Clicks.
It's Sunday, all right.
It's Sunday. We're rolling with it. But there's links in our individual bios on beautifullybalanced.me that link out to our personal pages. Yeah. So any way that we can serve you guys, we are here, and we are hoping that we help you lead the best life and the healthiest, happiest, most balanced life in 2016. So if we didn't get to any of your questions, again, like Juliet said, feel free to email us or shoot us around in social media. Also, feel free to share this replay.
That would be wonderful.
Any friends that you think you want to come to Panama with, get them on board. It's going to be just a great trip, and we are so excited. We can't wait to see some of you there. So please share this replay with anybody that you think might be interested, and let them know to apply today, because the bonus bundle will only be available for those who have applied and had their application approved and made their deposit or purchased their package in its entirety by January 23rd, which is the full moon in January.
Of course, we picked that day.
Of course. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're so excited to have each and every one of you be here, and we honor your presence, and we are just so looking forward to seeing some of you in Panama with us. We only had 21 spots, so when they're gone, they're gone. And then you'll have to wait until our next retreat next year. So, so yeah, head on over to beautifullybalanced.me or click any of the links that I have put in the chat box. And we are wishing you a happy Sunday.
Yeah. Have a great week. Make it a good one.
Absolutely. Yes. So, guys, we're sending you all lots of love. Thank you so much for being here, and we hope to see you guys in Panama.
All right. Take it easy, everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys.